We are here with our second module, and the name of the module is Human Resource Development. This is the disclaimer. This video is being prepared for the Institute of Distance and Open Learning. This entire module will be divided into three parts. Part 1 consists of HRD, concept and functions, training, concept and importance, process of identifying training and development, methods of training and development, evaluating training techniques, concept and methods. The second part consists of performance appraisal, concept and benefits, limitations, potential appraisal, concept and importance. And the third part consists of career planning, concept and importance, succession planning, concept and need, mentoring, concept and importance, counseling, concept and importance. Let's move on to the first concept of the second module in the first part of the video, that is human resource development. What do you understand by human resource development? And is there any difference between human resource management and human resource development? Definitely the answer is yes. Human resource management involves managing the employees, that is planning, organizing the recruitment selection, process of the employees. Whereas human resource development is comprised of three basic concepts, that is training and development, organizational development and career development. Human resource development ensures integrated use of all these three components of training and development that involves enhancing the skills, attitudes and behavior of the employees. Organizational development means managing change in the organization, and career development, that means to enhance the career of the employees. And all this is used integratedly together to improve individual, group and organizational effectiveness. Thus, American Society for Training and Development defines HRD as HRD is the integrated use of training and development, organizational development and career development to improve individual, group and organizational effectiveness. Let's now understand the functions and scope of human resource development. Human resource development has a number of subsystems, and this subsystems forms its scope. The first subsystem of HRD is performance appraisal. What is performance appraisal? Performance appraisal is understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the employees. The superiors must continuously enhance the strengths and enable the employees to overcome their weaknesses. They have to make an effort so that the employees understand what difficulties they are facing, and the superior must help the subordinate to face these problems and solve them effectively. Another area of performance appraisal includes that the employees must recognize or must be recognized with what they contribute to the organization. So the superiors must recognize the contribution made by the employees and reward them accordingly. And all these enables the employees to build on their competencies and face various challenges in their jobs. So basically, when we talk about performance appraisal, we are indicating that employees must be given a feedback of their performance to understand their strengths and weaknesses. Next one is promotion. What is promotion? So promotion is basically where the employees are given an opportunity to enhance their position as well as their salary, or either of the two. So promotion is the result of complete dedication and commitment shown by the employee. Companies can resort to any way of promotion. That could be promotion by seniority or promotion by merit. Now, promotion by seniority means the employees are working in an organization for a long period of time, and then based on their experience they are promoted. Whereas, promotion by seniority is usually undertaken in government organizations. In private organizations, usually the promotion is done by merit, that is on the basis of performance. Today, we can use a blend of both, that is promotion by merit as well as promotion by seniority. Next one is training and development. What happens when training and development? Training and development is given so that the employees can acquire knowledge, develop a positive attitude, enhance their skills and improve their behavior, right? Company has to design effective training programs to increase the ability of working within the employees. Next one is career development. What is career development? Career development refers to continuous effort to match the long-term individual need with that of the organization. How can companies enhance career development of employees? By giving them challenging tasks, counseling, promotion, training. So, career development is basically giving the employees opportunities to grow and enhance their career options. Next one is organizational development. What is organizational development? The short form of organizational development is called as OD. OD is a specific area of HRD which focuses on departments and helps them to initiate change. Change is not easy, right? Change is a very, very difficult thing to accept. Even we as individuals, हमें कुछ भी बदलाव अच्छा नहीं लगता. हम अपने कंफर्ट जोन में ही रहते हैं. But companies have to keep on changing because the environment is dynamic in nature, right? They have to manage change. And that is why OD experts initiate change and help the employees to overcome that resistance. What happens when change is adopted? People don't accept that change. There is quarrels, there is politics, there is absenteeism, there is, people leave the organization and go. So to avoid all this, companies have a department which is called as the OD department who initiates such change positively within the organization. Next one is motivation. Rewarding employees for the work done. Today everybody works because they have certain motives. The company needs to understand these motives of the employees and accordingly prepare reward strategies. Motivation could be given monetary or non-monetary. Monetary motivations include salary, bonus, incentives, whereas non-monetary incentives include appreciation, delegation, welfare facilities, recreation facilities, good working conditions, right? Next one is employee welfare. Okay, what is employee welfare? HR managers have to improve the welfare facilities given to the employees, and welfare facilities include holidays with pay, medical insurance, canteen facilities, recreation facilities. All these come under employee welfare. The next function of HRD is quality of work life. What is quality of work life? To improve their productivity and their quality of work. Companies should enable employees to freely participate in decision making, give opportunities like flexible working hours, enable employees to give suggestions, and reward those employees who are giving suggestions. All these comes under quality of work life. Next is human resource information. What is human resource information? So human resource information system is a specialized software that the company maintains to have a database of all the information about the employees. So with a click of a mouse, the company can give a list of details of all the aspects of one particular employee. So let's say the company, I am employed in XYZ company, and that company needs to get details about me, right? So what does the company do? The company will feed in all my details from the biodata, and plus as and when I grow, they will try to get all those information with a click of a mouse. The last function of HRD is mentoring. What is mentoring? So mentoring programs are basically where two people are involved, mentor and mentee. Mentor is the individual who mentors the employees, and mentee is the employee, whereas mentor is the senior. So what does a senior person do? They share knowledge, they share experiences, they counsel the mentee, right? What happens is mentoring aids problem solving and quality decision making. Employees look forward for mentoring. And why they look forward to mentoring? So that the seniors share their ideas. They try to solve the problems of their employees through counseling and mentoring. So these are the various functions and scope of human resource development, which includes performance appraisal, promotion, training and development, career development, organizational development, motivation, employee welfare, quality of work life, human resource information, and mentoring. We are now going to talk about training and development. Training is a short-term learning process where which enables the employees to develop the required skills and technical knowledge. And with these skills and knowledge, the employees are in a position to perform their tasks better, right? So we have a definition that is given by Warren Cassio. Please excuse me if I've pronounced his name wrong. So training consists of planned programs to improve skills, knowledge, attitude, and social behavior so that the performance of the organization considerably improves. So what do we need to understand by this definition? That training is planned programs. It enables to improve skills and thereby improving their performance. Whose performance? Employees' performance. On the other hand, what is development? So development is a long-term training process, long-term learning process, whereas training is a short-term learning process. Why is training and development important? The first reason why training and development is given to employees is that it enhances innovation, right? Employees come up with innovative ideas with respect to plans, products, schemes. Some kind of brainstorming takes place in training and development. Their horizons broaden. They think about new and innovative, creative ideas. The second reason why training and development is important is that it enhances the corporate image of the company. What is corporate image of the company? Corporate image means the goodwill of the company. So by giving training and development, employees perform better, giving the company profits. It is important that the company develops goodwill in the minds of all the stakeholders. And with training and development, since the company performs better, the image of the company in all the stakeholders, in the minds of all the stakeholders, is enhanced. Who are the stakeholders? They would be customers, employees, suppliers, shareholders, dealers, right? The next one is training and development enhances efficiency. What is efficiency? Efficiency is basically the ratio of cost to returns. Training helps organization to improve the efficiency of its employees. Training helps to improve the performance of the employees, and that is why in turn it generates higher returns at lower costs. And what kind of returns does the employee bring to the organization in terms of greater market share, in terms of greater profit, in terms of greater sales, right? So what is efficiency? It is the relation between cost and returns. Training enhances teamwork. Teamwork means everyone comes together to work effectively, and teamwork brings success to the organization. Training enhances motivation. When training is given, employees are in a better position to perform in terms of improving sales and profits. Employees are motivated by giving monetary and non-monetary benefits. Training and development gives a competitive edge to the company. When I mean competitive edge, the company can easily fight competition. So training tries to improve quality, it reduces cost, right? So with all this, the company has an upper hand over their competitors. Training reduces absenteeism and labor turnover. When I talk about absenteeism, what do I mean? You know, when employees are trained, they are in a better frame of mind. So the rate at which they are not coming to the organization without information. Absenteeism means they have not taken permission to come. They have not taken permission, and without permission they have gone on a leave. So training and development reduces that absenteeism because they are in a better frame, they are satisfied with their job. Okay, and similarly, it reduces labor turnover. What is labor turnover? Labor turnover means the employees leaving the organization. The rate at which the employees leave the organization reduces because training and development helps the employees to understand the organization better. They become loyal to the company, and that is why this reduces employee turnover. So what are the importance of training and development? Innovation, corporate image, efficiency, teamwork, motivation, competition. It reduces absenteeism and it reduces labor turnover. What is the process of identifying training and development needs? When does a training need arise? When there is a gap between the performance that is expected from the employees and the actual performance. So to reduce this gap, we need to identify the training and development needs. Training needs can be identified. How can they be identified? Based on the performance. So once the employees perform, we need to give them a feedback. Once we give them a feedback, we identify what are the areas that the employees are lacking behind, right? So let's say we take a customer survey. In a customer survey about an employee, or nowadays you get these phone recorded feedback. How are you satisfied with the customer representative? This is a call, recorded call. Please give your feedback, right? So all these kinds of feedbacks that you get is one of the way of identifying the training and development needs. So every employee would have different needs in terms of some may be not good in soft skills, or some may need to improve their technical skills. So these kind of training needs to be identified by the organization. So what is the first step? So the first step is you have to identify the organizational needs. That is, analyze the needs for training the employees in the viewpoint of the organization, right? So the need could be products, equipment and technology. It could be due to the changes in the economic legal factors. It could be changes in the competition. It could be changes in the industry standards. It could be changes in the customers' expectations. It could be changes in the international scenario. So there are these factors that one must analyze, do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and then understand what are the basic needs of the organization. Based on these needs, you will also analyze the tasks and strategies. So companies have to frame effective strategies in all areas: marketing, production, finance, HR. Clearly these targets must be set, okay, and task requirements must be compared to the existing employee knowledge and skills. Let's say, for example, XYZ task is to be performed. Are our employees equipped to perform these tasks? Is there any gap? Right? So first, what the company will do, they will analyze the needs of the organization. Second, what will they do? They will analyze the tasks and strategies. Okay. So what can they do? They can set up some kind of tests. They can set up some kind of centers. Okay. Next is analysis of training needs of individual employees. So management needs to find out the training needs of individual employees. So what happens is, some employees may be fully equipped with the knowledge and skills, and whereas some may lack those knowledge and skills. So this information has to be obtained individually from each employee through performance feedback. So up till now, what did we do? We analyzed the needs of the organization. We analyzed what skills are required to perform a particular task. Then we understood the needs of an individual employee. Now when we come to know all these three things, we will align those three things, integrate those three things, and then develop a training plan. What is a training plan? Training plan includes the number of programs that needs to be done. What is the objective of each training program? What is the logistics, that is the place, who will be the resource person, okay, then what is the cost involved. All these aspects have to be written down on pen and paper so that an appropriate decision on the training method could be taken. So once you have a training plan ready, then you will take an appropriate decision on the training method. So what are the various training methods? It could be seminar, conferences, e-learning, self-learning through online mode, mentoring programs, assessment centers, role-playing, simulation. So you have to identify the training method. All these methods are going to be discussed in detail in the next slide. Now comes the implementation process, and the implementation process starts with communication with the employees. Okay, so now what needs to be done? We have decided that this training program is going to be given. We have decided that this training method is going to be adopted. So now these aspects have to be communicated to the employees. Communication is very, very important to the employees so that they don't resist what is being given to them. Once the employees are communicated, they accept it, the implementation of training program actually takes place. The plan now needs to be executed. So you will start appointing trainers. You will fix the place. You will give instructions to the trainers. You will give instruction to the trainees. You will have to arrange some kind of refreshments. You will start recording the training sessions. You will obtain feedback. So this is how you start implementing the training program. Now the process does not end here. Now what happens is, you will review those training programs. How are you going to review those training programs? That means, are the employees equipped enough, or have they learned from these training programs, and what are they adopting those learnings in their day-to-day work. Okay, so has the productivity increased? Is the client satisfied? So now the training program is completed. अब ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम खत्म हो गया है. अब हमें ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम को इवैल्यूएट करना है कि क्या ये ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम सक्सेसफुल रहा है क्या वो एम्प्लॉई इस ट्रेनिंग से सीख कर ये सारी सीख अपने जॉब पे अपना रहा है या नहीं. Based on these aspects, we will again do a a kind of refreshment, or we will incorporate necessary changes in our future training programs. So basically, what are we doing here? We are creating a process right from the analysis till the review. So what are the steps of identifying training needs and developments? So first one, you will analyze the organizational needs. Then you will analyze the tasks and strategies. Then you will analyze the needs of the individual employee. You will develop a training plan. You will take an appropriate decision on the training method. You will communicate those with the employees. You will implement the training program and then review the outcomes of the implementation of this training program. Let us now understand what are the methods of training and development. As you can see, there are two methods. One is on-the-job method and one is off-the-job method. On-the-job method means where the employees are undergoing training during their job. And off-the-job methods means they are undergoing training either before getting into the job or after getting into the job, but not while they are doing. So basically, on-the-job methods is learning by doing, right? So what are the on-the-job methods? The first on-the-job method is job rotation. What is job rotation? Employees are transferred from one job to another. So for example, I've always said that, a person in a bank who is doing the passbook work is shifted to the cash counter, right? What is happening in this? The employee is bored doing one thing. So by giving him training of the other work, his boredom is reduced, monotony is reduced, he gets good knowledge of other jobs. He, these kind of trainings enhance the employee's skills, so that because they learn more, and tomorrow if that person is not available, the job is not affected. Okay, so this is the first method of on-the-job method, that is job rotation. Second one is understudy. Who is an understudy? Understudy is a person who is trained to perform the duties and responsibilities of the superior. Okay, and why this happens? Because there could be a time where the subordinate is likely to take up the position of the superior. Okay, why? Because it could be that the superior could be transferred, retired, promoted. So they make the subordinate learn the duties and responsibilities of the superior while the subordinate is under the superior himself. So tomorrow when the superior leaves, there is no gap. Okay, the third one is mentoring. What is mentoring? There are two people in mentoring, like I told you all in my previous video, that is the mentor and the mentee. Okay, what do they do? The mentor gives some kind of counseling, some kind of help to the mentee. The mentor would be a senior manager, whereas the mentee could be a junior manager. So the mentor acts as a coach, guide, he counsels. There could be chances where the mentor even helps the employees on their personal issues. So they would tell failure and success stories, so that the mentee looks up to the mentor and understands the role that he has to play in the organization. Now, the next method of training is coaching and counseling. What is coaching? Coaching is an active role that is to be played, whereas counseling is a passive role. In coaching, the superior will assign challenging tasks. The superior will assist and advise only. Okay? Or I'll say assist and advise both. Assistance भी देंगे और advice भी करेंगे. Whereas in counseling, they would not give assistance, but they would only advise. Okay? In counseling, the superior acts as a guide. Whereas in coaching, the superior acts as a trainer. Some kind of
coach, some kind of guide. Coaching is more comprehensive than counseling. So coaching plays, the trainer plays an active role, and counseling, the trainer plays a passive role. In coaching, the employee is got such a wide help from the trainer, whereas in counseling also he provides help, but in a way that the final decision is to be taken by the trainee. Okay. Next one is apprenticeship training. What is apprenticeship training? It is a method whereby what happens is apprenticeship training would be for a trade job. Or trade means like a plumber, a carpenter. Okay. So what happens is, if I am under an apprenticeship, I will master the skills. Suppose I'm a carpenter, so I will undergo apprenticeship training, and I want to undergo or master the skills of a carpenter. That means I am undertaking hands-on training. That is called as apprenticeship training, where the trainee learns a particular craft. Craft means not just drawing craft, but it could be plumbing, it could be carpentry, it could be automobile, mechanical engineering type of things. Okay, all that is called as apprenticeship training. Next, planned progression. What is planned progression? It's very similar to job rotation, but every movement that is from one job to another gives a higher pay, position and duties. Okay, so the employee is trained under the superior, but he will be given a higher position, little bit of more salary, so that he can easily adopt challenging situations. Okay, so job rotation is basically at the lower level, whereas planned progression is likely to occur at the managerial level. Okay, let's now move on to the off-the-job methods. Management games. Management games are, companies during training or soft skills training or any kind of training, we play a lot of games. Games are played to develop communication skills, decision making skills, interpersonal skills, problem solving skills, team skills. So there are a lot of games that you tend to play so that you adopt these skills. So those are management games. They are very, very interesting games. Next one is role playing. Role playing is where it is a drama and 2 or 3 people are given different roles. Let's say we will do a role reversal. So we will tell that superior has to play the role of a subordinate and subordinate has to play a role of the superior. So both of them are given tasks, and how will they react to situations? So they understand how to empathize with each other. Whereas in management games also, I give you an example. So I will say that you have to, I'll give you all certain materials and you have to build a high building together. The highest building will give you a prize. So what am I trying to do? I am trying to build team skills here. So I will give you all 1-minute games and the strategies that you have to develop. Whoever wins will be awarded. So these kind of role playing and management games are done to understand the situation, to develop certain skills. Okay, next one is vestibule training. What is vestibule training? Vestibule training was introduced in the early 1800s, and this was introduced basically for factory workers. Why? So that you could train them to the actual workplace. So, basically vestibule training was done for the junior managers, and it combines on the job training, not junior managers in the factory. And this was done to basically make them understand how a actual workplace runs. Next one is in-basket training. So in-basket training is where in a basket I will give you a number of items, okay, and whatever is to be done we will give you all before well in hand, and the trainees are required to take certain decisions based on the materials and situations given to them. Okay, Next one is case study method. What is case study method? Case study method is where we will give you all a list of cases, we will give you all an entire situation, and we will tell you all to come to an appropriate solution after critical thinking. So this enhances critical thinking skills. Okay. Next one is sensitivity training. Sensitivity training is also called as T group training. What is T group training? We are trying to understand the emotions within a team. We are developing group dynamics, and this concept was given by Kurt Lewin. Okay, Lewin. So sensitivity training is an interaction in a small group so that the group members become sensitive to each other's feelings. They understand how each person has to behave in a particular situation. The next one is assessment centers. So assessment centers are, executives are trained in these assessment centers. They are given a situation or a problem to make decisions. So then all what they do is recorded, and then they are told what they could do better. So their performance is assessed. Okay. Next one is seminars and workshops. Seminars and workshops are basically experts' involvement and actual activities to understand how that work is to be actually done. Seminars is more of interaction between experts and employees, where they come to know about various aspects, contemporary aspects, somewhat similar to conferences. Okay, they discuss, they talk on latest topics. Workshops are actual on-the-job training workshops, where of course it's a off-the-job method, but workshop is where you actually are told to do certain things, and then you learn and you apply it in your job. And the last one is readings and references. What is readings and references? Readings and references is where you will be given reading material, you will be given reference material, you have to self-read and understand. So let's say I'm working in a company of export company. So my boss will give me an entire booklet of my company and the entire process that needs to be done in export. I will read, I will understand by myself, and I will apply it on my job. Okay, so these are the methods of training and development, which include on the job and off the job. On the job means job rotation, understudy, mentoring, coaching and counseling, apprenticeship training, planned progression, which the employee learns doing the job while he is on the job. Off the job includes management games, role play, vestibule training, in-basket training, case study, sensitivity training, brainstorming, assessment centers, seminars and workshops, conferences, readings and references. We learned that training is very important. There are these methods of training, but it's very, very important to evaluate the effectiveness of these training programs. कि ये ट्रेनिंग करके is there actually a use of these training? So how do you evaluate the effectiveness of training programs? The first method is observation method. What is observation method? Observation method means the person who is trained, the person who is training, or the management or the HR department closely observe the activities while the training program is conducted. Direct observation takes place to find out whether the skills and attitudes have been reinforced within the trainees. Okay, during observation, the problems and mistakes in actual work situation are carefully observed and recorded, and then we will understand the evaluation of this training through the reactions of the trainees. What is test and retest method? Under this, the trainees are given a pre-test before the start of the program. Okay, and then they are again given a test, retest after the completion of the program. So what happens over here? We understand before and we understand after whether the training contents have been understood by the employees or not. Next one is pre-post performance. It's quite similar to test and retest method, but here we are trying to understand in test and retest the trainees level for the training, whereas pre-test, post-test, what we try to do, we try to compare the performance of the employees before the training and after the training. Like before the training what he was, and after the training is if there is a change. Okay, next is test control method. What is test control method? In test control method, we evaluate the training effectiveness. So what happens is trainees are divided into two groups. First group is the control group and second group is the test group. What happens in the control group? They work on the job, but they don't go, they are not given any training. Whereas the test group, they are even told to work, and they are even trained. So at the conclusion, we compare their performance. That means the test group and the control group are compared, and then we understand if there is a difference between the two. यानी कंट्रोल ग्रुप को ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया तो उन्होंने कैसा परफॉर्म किया, टेस्ट ग्रुप को ट्रेनिंग देकर हाउ डिड दे परफॉर्म. ओके, एंड द लास्ट वे इज Kirkpatrick's 4-level method. Okay, so Donald Kirkpatrick introduced the 4-level training evaluation model, and these 4 levels are reaction, learning, behavior and result. What is reaction? We are trying to measure the reaction of the trainees to the training program. That means what is the reaction of the employee towards the quality of the trainers, the topics, the duration, the quality of food. So we take some kind of feedback where we understand the reaction of the trainees. Level 2, has the trainee learned something from the training program? ट्रेनिंग दे दिया, रिएक्शन जान लिया, ओ वी आर वेरी हैप्पी, बट आगे क्या हमने कुछ सीखा है? हैज दिस ट्रेनिंग मेड मी लर्न समथिंग आउट ऑफ इट? नाउ द थर्ड लेवल, चलो हमने सीख लिया, क्या हमारा बिहेवियर चेंज हुआ है? हाउ फार इट हैज इम्प्रूव्ड द वर्क रिलेटेड बिहेवियर इन द ट्रेनिंग. सो द बिहेवियर चेंज कैन बी जज्ड on the basis of the performance. Okay, so if there is considerable improvement, then good, that means the behavior has changed. And the last one is results. What is the final results of this training program? Has it increased the profit of the company? Has it increased the market share? Has it reduced absenteeism? Has it reduced employee turnover? So all these aspects will be mapped and evaluated when it comes to the results that we measure. So what are the 4 techniques of evaluating the effectiveness of the training programs? Observation method, test and retest, where we map the training effectiveness before the training and after the training. Pre and post performance, where we map the performance before the training and after the training. Test control, where we have 2 groups, where one group is actually given training and the other group is not given training. And the Kirkpatrick's or it's actually, I'm sorry for the error, it's Kirkpatrick's 4-level model, where we try to measure the reaction at the first level, understand the learning at the second level, understand change in the behavior at the third level, and then evaluate the results at the 4th level. So to conclude this video, only giving training is not something very great. You give training, you understand what the employees have learned, and most importantly, has this training created some kind of value addition to the employee as well as to the company. So these are the aspects that you need to consider when you are doing a training program for your employees. So in this module, we covered human resource development functions, we covered training. Under training, we first did the importance of training, then we covered the training needs in form of steps, then we covered the methods of training, then we did the evaluation techniques of training and development. We will continue the next part in the second video.